Hey there, YouTube. It's Kurt here. Today I'm going to go over the best rank 4s in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! In my opinion. Now, I think these are good enough to still see play today. I'm going to go over a brief summary of each one and the capabilities that they have. And I think some of these are actually really underutilized in the metagame in general. So if you have a deck that can turbo out a rank 4, a deck like Salamangreat can turbo out rank 4. Obviously, Abyss Dweller is one of the best right now. I'll get to Abyss Dweller later, but I really think you could change that out for a lot of other things, and you'd still be doing all right. All right, so the first rank 4 I want to go over is Bagooska. Bagooska, I'm going to try to go in this list from like the least viable to the most viable. So Bagooska is still good. The thing is, I believe Bagooska came out before Link format, and the thing is, it was super good before Link format, just because everything before Link format could be in defense mode. But now, obviously, there are ways around it if you just go into like Nightmare Cerberus, which a lot of people aren't really built to do. But if you go into something like that, then your opponent really has a lot of trouble playing around it. But yeah, it's still a very solid card. If you play it against certain matchups, like if you play it against Salamangreat, yeah, they're not going to have a very fun time. They might ultimately get around it, but it's still going to basically be sort of a lose one turn for them because they rely on their XC summons a lot. Against Orcust, it's okay. A lot of times they can, like, if they have like Dark Rifle in hand, they can still get it off. But Bagooska for like a local level, it's a really good option. All right, so the next one I want to go over is the Utopia package. Now, obviously, the downside of the Utopia packages is that if you run these to get an OTK in your opponent, it takes up 2 slots of your extra deck, which is really significant. And decks that have any sort of combo capabilities, your extra deck can run really tight. So that's the downside, but obviously, anything that can turbo out rank 4s, Utopia is going to be a freaking amazing option. Justin Cotton has played it in Lunalights. He's even put that in, like, Sky Strikers. That was a big innovation from him. But that obviously, if you can have an opponent that has less than a 2,000 monster and you can just go boom for game, that's pretty awesome. And these are some things that these are 2 cards that I don't think will go. They won't really go away anytime soon. All right, so the next one I'm going to go over number 60. Dugaris, however you say that, but Dugaris is really good because anytime you can special summon from the graveyard, if you have a generic send to the graveyard, then you can special summon from it. Again, that's what something like Lunalight likes to do. That's generally pretty good. You also have options for the draw, but the downsides are really big with this card, but still, it has enough flexibility to see some play in some competitive decks. All right, so the next one I got on my list is Giant Hand. So Giant Hand was actually a prize card in 2013, and back then this card was apparently just freaking insane. I didn't play the game back in 2013, but I could imagine that this was a very powerful card at that time. And now even I'm not sure why it doesn't see any play at all. I mean, the downside is, yes, it's only 1 negation, but there's not many rank 4s that get you just a straight up monster negation, and that's what's really cool about this card. So I would put this like in the middle tier of my list right here. But don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. If you want to get cute with something, this would be a good option for that. All right, so now I will go into one that's very commonly seen. We have Tornado Dragon. Tornado Dragon is an excellent option just for very generic back row removal, and you can do it twice. That's pretty awesome. Getting an awesome 2-for-1 for an XC, that's pretty cool. And it's 2 for 2 if you count the XC monsters for it, but normally that's not too much of a problem. I use this a lot of people still use this very competitively, because as an alternative to Nightmare Phoenix, just because Nightmare Phoenix actually does eat up more resources than a Tornado Dragon, and Tornado Dragon gives you good setups. All right, so now let's see here. All right, I've been through that one. All right, so now I'm going to go into the most underrated rank 4 of all time, in my opinion. All right, so we're going to talk about Evil Swarm Nightmare. Evil Swarm Nightmare is a freaking amazing card, and if I think Abyss Dweller wasn't in the format, you actually would see a lot more competitive play with this card. Abyss Dweller is just like the cure-all for the graveyard, but the thing is, Evil Swarm Nightmare is not a once per turn, and it's non-targeting Book of Moon. So you can literally Book of Moon two of your opponent's monsters, and a lot of decks just really are not equipped to handle that. Thunder Dragon can't really handle that. Salamangreat cannot handle that right now. And even Orcust, Orcust can't really handle that, because if you Book of Moon their No, not if you Book of Moon their Nightmare or one of their Orcust monsters, then they can't link summon with it, and you're probably going to be in a good position to OTK. So I honestly wish more people would play this card. It has a little bit more defense than Abyss Dweller has attack, so that's one advantage of the card. But the downside is that you can pretty much shotgun Abyss Dweller as soon as a card hits the field, and then it's a lingering effect. So that's the only downside. If that gets impermed, then you're not going to have a very good time after that, but still a very, very solid option. All right, so before we get to the obvious number one, I want to give an honorable mention to the Azathoth combo. So there's Outer Entity Nyarla, which is a rank 4, and then it goes in the Azathoth. And it turns out shutting off all of your opponent's monsters for the entire turn is actually really freaking good. So there's a lot of combos that you can just go into Azathoth, and then if your opponent has a lot of monster negates, well, then they can't use them. Then you just go into Boral Sword, then clear their entire board. That's a very common method, but a lot of people are choosing to play combo right now. And with the combo, so they don't get into Beard or Ash Blossom, they make Azathoth first, and then they start to combo off from there. So again, this is really, really powerful, but very few decks can utilize this effectively, just because what you go into after Azathoth matters a lot. And right now, the go-to is Curious, and not a lot of decks are really built to run Curious. So that's the downside. But now we're going to go to the obvious number one choice for me. And I know I didn't number all of these, but bear with me on that. We have Abyss Dweller. Now, Abyss Dweller obviously is just an insane card. Every deck is just, almost every deck is just so graveyard reliant right now that if you turbo out Abyss Dweller on your first turn, more than likely, you're probably going to win that game against most meta strategies. Even rogue strategies like dinosaurs, dinos just aren't really equipped. Dinos use the graveyard so much that it's just hard to come back from getting a lingering effect of Abyss Dweller and really come back and win the game. This card... Honestly, in my opinion, this might be one of the only rank 4s that could be ban-worthy, just because lingering effects are really, really good. And having just a blanket, not even negation, blanket, a floodgate of an entire zone could be a little bit too powerful, in my opinion, and make it a little bit too biased towards turn 1. But again, that's in the range of possibility. It's like on the hinge of being bannable, but not completely busted, because we do need to manage the graveyard effect somehow. But that's just my personal opinion. If there's any rank 4s that I didn't mention here that you guys think are freaking amazing, I hope you leave them here. I think there's one really awesome rank 4. I want to give a shout out to that real quick, and it's really, really funny. If you can turbo out 2 of them, your day will be pretty funny. Okay, I'm looking it up. Hold on. Princess Cologne. Yeah, if you turbo out 2 Princess Cologne, your opponent can't target them or like attack either of them, which is actually pretty cheesy and really funny. Not really viable in any sort of competitive sense, but it is really, really funny. So I encourage you guys to give it that a try. So that's all I got for today, guys. Peace.